Well, back again, this time with a different kind of animal. I've been making bows and crossbows for quite some time, all traditional of course, but I've decided I wanted to get more realistic in this one and to make a replica of a 14th century, late medieval period English crossbow, which in this case is a 90-pounder. That's not to say this thing weighs 90 pounds, but the bow itself, made of composite fiberglass and steel and some wood, is a 90-pound draw. I don't have the string. The string is worn out and I need to change and make another one because you run the risk of one popping and probably pop you in the face or in the eye if you're not careful. And of course there's the stirrup, as I have on all my crossbows. And the idea is to take in loading, and I think I showed this before, but this is where the foot is inserted into the stirrup. You can see what I've got there, where you can pull back on the string or cocking device to bring it into a firing position. Now, to show some mechanics of it, the arrow or the quarrel are also called the boat. Unlike two things that are unlike this particular kind of projectile from the long bow or the standard bow, or any traditional type bows, recurves or whatever, it's much shorter, usually anywhere from a foot to 15 inches long. In this particular case, it's just a little over a foot, but boy, does it really go. It's got superb, very pleased at the superb accuracy and also the distance that it could shoot. This right here, and you can see how it moves. I put this there. Keeps the quarrel or the boat or the arrow in place so that you can shoot at any angle. I made this one out of oak and it's seasoned. I used my heat gun, after I let it soak in water for a good while and get it soft, and slowly bend it so it will have this angle. See how it has a spring action to it to keep the boat from slipping. Now, another thing, it has a trigger, but not like modern type triggers where you pull your finger like this, but it's a lever. It's a firing lever, and there and here is the knot that causes it to be released. What I need to do sometime in the near future is to make a spring so that it will automatically come back the way it was after being fired, so it can be ready to fire, and the cock can fire again. There is it's a two-prong system where you can put, and you got a slight groove. You can see a slight groove in the knock part of the arrow that would fit inside. Well, I got my arm in the way. Where it would fit and in between these two notches right here. And we'll go in like so. And of course, just as like if it's got the string and it's caulked, and then I put this on over it. To make sure that it will not slip out. So you can fire at any angle you want without the arrow coming out. That's the whole idea. I made the stock out of like hard wood, choice hardwood. Did some decorations and everything, very similar to the patterns that were used back at that time, back in the early centuries in Europe. And I made the stirrup out of steel and tempered it, and using square bolts instead of the modern hex bolts, which would take away from its historical accuracy. So there you are, the late or the mid to the late 14th century, 1300s English crossbow arbalist.